I'm doing it for my daughter.
We got Skeezus with $20. Look up Bishop Fulton Sheen, Life is Worth Living. A show from the 50s by a soon-to-be saint and man of God. Watching clips or episode 83 when you get the time. God bless, praying rosaries for the crew.
In other words, we've made our philosophy
Who's this, some random old guy?
a philosophy of habit
Nah, this was just some random young
rather
man
than a
trying to be
philosophy
a
of
random guy.
being. And the reason there is this inner discontent and unhappiness is because
Yeah, I would say probably shoot in color. Try. Hey, what's up?
Probably would help.
I would say shoot this in color and get better audio because it's
man is trying
My
to
ninja?
put the infinite
What are y'all doing?
It's almost impossible to tell what he's saying. You got to get a better microphone, man. We're streaming.
Streaming?
We're just looking at some random old guy though.
into the finite. This is
We're
the
streaming on
mathematical
Rumble
symbol.
also.
Really?
Yep.
How's that going?
Simulcasting.
There's 700 people in Rumble.
Really?
7,000.
Yeah.
There's 700. Yeah, there actually is for real.
No way.
Yeah, there's
good.
654. That is good, huh?
I've been reading
Oh, yeah.
chats from super chats from both Rumble and YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How's that?
Good.
2 tabs?
Don't go on Cumble though.
Don't go on Cumble.
No,
Big
no, no,
mistake.
no, 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 no.
Go
We
on
don't.
that, you might suffer a tumble.
We don't do that. It's the autistic mind. You want things to be logical. You want things to fit in containers and be easily categorizable and to work well. You want puzzle pieces to fit together, and that's really not the way anything is. This goes back to my own experience. I thought I was the best artist. I thought that I was going to be making millions of dollars and being lauded for my art, for my illustration or whatever, and finding out that success in any arena, whatever it is largely about how well you play with others, how well socialized you are. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you have to swallow the pill. But the good news is if you're humorous at elaborating your hatred upon people, even if it's that bad.
I don't think this guy's humorous about elaborating his hatred upon people.
Well, he wrote a fucking letter. I mean, I think in public that kid would probably go have a beer somewhere and be like, yeah, look at this total tramp right here. God, I'd love to fucking puke on her on demand and hit her with a wine bottle. But he could. And there's our people that'll be like, yeah, man, I hate that. Wow, that's a really bitter hate.
I feel like this is like a super common idea that people have. Where it's like everybody's stupid. Everybody's so stupid.
Yeah.
And it's like the thing I said about NFTs. Like you don't get a prize for being right. Like if I wanted to be a hater and be on Twitter and be like, these NFTs are shit. This art is shit. They suck. You don't get money. You don't get a prize for that. You don't get rewarded for that in any way. Like being a misanthrope. First of all, it's overly simplistic. Like it's you want you're deliberately throwing away the small fragments of salvageable good in people and in scenarios because it's easy to do so. It's easy to be like to look at the 95% of stuff that sucks and ignore the 5% and have your sort of your worldview and everything be based on the 95% of like garbage that's out there, like mediocrity.
Yo, when you click
And
like, it helps me help my daughter.
I think it's a mistake to do that. It's also a mistake to argue with your father, like pretending like your dad is a real person and not a collection of like broken record things that he's been saying for 50 years. You can't argue with your parents. All this shit of like thinking that your parents are a sounding board for the stuff that you read on 4chan. Like it doesn't work.
That's like asking your socks for tax advice.
Yeah, exactly. Like that goes, and that's like this type of thing.
You're right.
This type of thing right here, I can't get laid because these fucking whores. There's whores everywhere. Like, yeah, there's whores everywhere. And then there's like one good girl that you can find, that you'll eventually find if you chill out and you make yourself attractive to the opposite sex. What's your appeal? What's attractive about this kid? Okay, let's go on a date. Okay, you're the hottest girl ever. Okay, I'm this kid.
Hey, how are you, Sammy?
I just hate these people. This guy over here, he doesn't know anything about cryptocurrency.
Oh, you should learn about the cryptocurrency. It's very important.
My point is like the
I'm cool though, right? You said I'm cool.
So, look, when you're young, you think that you are above all the people who are fucking up. And what's really important to focus on is that you don't fuck up. And the rest of the stuff is noise that you have to tune out. You know, I would like to be like helpful. Oh, Sam's so wise and helpful. He really helped me out of a jam. But if you're 25 and you have an ocean of time ahead of you and you're a healthy white male, I can't get with this program. My family died. Oh, he's 20. Is he 25?
I believe so, sure. Yeah.
Oh, my family died. Come on. Yeah. Come on, man.
They wouldn't want you in the state.
If you're a man, you're alone. And if you're not alone now, you're gonna be alone. And psychologically not being able to deal with that or letting that impact you to the point where you're calling a show and mentioning it, okay, means that some element of your psyche is still a little boy.
That little boy inside.
You don't have to kill the little boy that lives inside you, but you have to grab life. You have to. If you don't affirm, if you don't tap into the generative, ceaselessly erupting fountain of energy that is the source, the fire of life that's there for you to tap into, you're not 60, you're not in a wheelchair, you're not schizophrenic, you don't have these problems. You can find this thing and grab it, and it's there, and you have to. It's your duty to grab it so that you can pass this knowledge on to others. Stop whining. There's that sort of feeling of postpartum depression anytime something is completed.
Yeah.
And we completed that and the Mondo Megabits drop at the same time, so it was kind of double impact. But that's what Frank Yang talked about was, women come from the factory with the ability to create life, which is like their life quest. They have it in them, ready to rip. They just have to insert, and it comes out. And men to achieve the same thing, you have to do all this crazy bullshit.
In your own mouth.
Well, that too.
You have to do self on the wall.
You do self, then you have to make art, is what he said.
Really?
That's man's way of creating life, which is inferior, is creating art.
Huh.
Yo,
By any means
it
necessary?
helps me help
Yeah,
my
and
daughter.
the word art meaning whatever you want it to mean.
Culinary art.
Not meaning fucking a painting. I mean, it just means whatever it is that your life quest is. That's what your creation is. So when you finish something, you get a feeling that you get the same feeling that women do after they give birth sometimes, which is postpartum depression. Do you remember how you felt after world peace was done?
Yeah.
I felt pretty drained.
Yeah, I wanted to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I felt for the past. That's how I felt for a few days after. I mean, I'm older now, and I've gotten better at tamping down those sensations. So that only affected me for maybe 4 days, but now I got to start working out again. I'm gonna get fat.
Managing expectations and having and realizing that there's never any champagne popping moment in most of the things that you do creatively is a very fucking depressing reality.
That's a big one. And I remember back when we were in our 20s, I know that you wanted that champagne popping moment,
And it just never came.
and I could have used it as well, and it did never come.
Can
Can you believe that?
No.
Isn't that crazy?
There's never anything that was like, oh shit, this is it. I thought it was. I popped the champagne myself 5 times in my own head.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, when we met Will Sasso, I was like, oh well, obviously we're gonna be movie stars now.
Yeah, man.
I just met Will Sasso and shot a video with him, so clearly I'm gonna be fucking famous tomorrow.
Yeah.
When the New York Times calls, what am I gonna say?
But that's crazy though. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's never a moment where you get to kind of enjoy, honestly, in anything.
Yeah.
Other than children, for me, because it was great. Children is very champagne popping. But other than that, like all the things, all like even like finishing houses and selling houses and like getting the money.
Yeah.
Because like, okay, you sell a house. Like I sold a house before I made a bunch of money on one.
Yeah.
And like, oh, it's cool. I made like $130,000 on this fucking thing and just sat there. You don't get the check the day you sign the paper.
Yeah.
It comes like 3 days later. And you're like, should I have sold it?
Yeah.
Like I don't feel any different. You know, and or like when the show was done, we're like, oh wow, we did the show. Holy shit, that was like, wow, what a shit we just took. What a voyage. It took so fucking long. 3 years of work, living away from your family and, you know, living with dudes for fucking 4 months at a time and just everybody just being haywire and in their own head.
Pain.
Yeah, full pain. Here's 90 grand, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Go home now.
Yeah.
Hungover, dried out, sucked clean. Every good funny thing you had in your head you dumped. You know, like you left it all out on the field. And you're like,
And this isn't even talking about the cancellation. This is just finishing the product.
yeah, this is like the good part.
Yeah.
This is the
And I don't think we need to even talk about the cancellation because it's what we're talking about is the lack of like the just the in life your expectations and the like the climax that you anticipate not being there.
if you really think that certain things are going to be like that, it's going to be a big down. I'm precautionary to dudes that don't know a thing, like things that you think are going to be the shit. Like, oh, this is going to be so fat. And you're like, dude, it's not.
Yeah.
Or it's not. That's not. It's not. It could be, but like, don't.
But that reaction, it's going to be so fat, is going to be spread out over 1.5 years.
Yeah.
And it's going to come with a lot of various price tags that you didn't anticipate.
Yeah. In micro doses that you didn't think, and then you really that you should discount
when you're trying to sleep.
Yeah.
or whatever. You know what? So there's an upside to this, and I don't know if you do this, but this is what I would say to people is make sure that you have to learn to enjoy the work and the process and the be aware of the fact that the golden era of your life is like the one that you're in right now. Like you're going to be looking back on your current experience. Like you're outside of 7-Eleven, you're like, it's 2 a.m. You're miserable. You're all messed up. You're listening to this podcast on like one AirPod, like one busted headphone. Like you're the 7-Eleven hot dogs you're eating right now. That's like the icon of the golden era of your life that you're going to be looking back on. And it's a good thing. I'm not saying this is like a depressing thing. I'm saying you have to learn to enjoy the struggle, because that's all that there really is.
Grab life.